Hey guys, welcome to math. So we're going to be learning about circumference today. So as you can see, you need page 240 to 241. We'll be doing all the problems. So just a couple things to keep in mind. The circumference of a circle is basically the measurement around the circle, right? And it's a little more than 3 times the diameter, which is the diameter, just a reminder. So we use pi, not the eating pie, but pi is basically a non-repeating and never-ending decimal with an approximate value of about 3.14 or 22/7 in fraction form. So we're going to be using this number to calculate circumference today. So you see circumference in use in daily life. You know, when people measure circumference of wheels in cars to see how many rotations it can make. When you're wrapping something that's round, you need to know the circumference, right? How long the measurement around the circle is, as well as when you're measuring around your waist, etc. You need to know the circumference. And as a reminder, we need to know this. The diameter is the line that goes straight across the circle, and the radius is half the diameter. Okay, so a couple formulas. Finding the circumference given the diameter. So if a math problem gives us the diameter and we need to find the circumference, you're just going to multiply the diameter by pi, or 3.14. So in this case, we'll be multiplying 3.14 by what? 10 centimeters. Very good. What about in this one? 7, yeah. And of course, you can also use the fraction form, which is 22/7. The second situation, finding the circumference when the problem gives you the radius. Remember, the radius is half of the diameter. So to find the diameter, you just have to multiply the radius by what number, do you think? 2. Very good, because you just have to double it, right? That's why this formula for this case is 2 times pi times r. Or you just double the radius in your head and multiply it by pi. So in this case, the radius is 5 meters. So what would be the diameter here? 10, right? Because 5 times 2 is 10. So then you're going to do 10 times pi. Same here, 3.5 inches. What would be the diameter? 7, yeah. And then you'll just do 7 times pi, or 22/7, which is the fraction form of pi. Third case, when we are calculating the diameter, sorry, not the circumference. When you're calculating the diameter and the problem gives you the circumference, you're just going to be plugging in numbers just like we do when we solve equations. So if they say the circumference is 28.26, for example, you're just plugging in numbers. The formula is here, right? It will be circumference divided by pi. So to find the diameter, you do circumference divided by pi. All of this is written in our workbook page, so let's go ahead and practice this. Number 1, find the circumference of the circle using 3.14 for pi. Cool. So let's look at the correct formula. So number 1, we're given the diameter, correct? So we're going to look at C equals pi times D. Okay. Now, what is D? 6. So you're going to multiply 3.14 times 6. Where do we put the decimal point? Yeah, hundredths place. Very good. Okay, and what is the unit? Centimeters. And this is our final answer. Okay, number 3 is a little different. It gives us the radius. So we're going to be using this formula, given the radius, right? Okay, so it will be C equals 2 times pi times r, which is 10. So let's do this. So 10 times 2 is 20, and then 20 times 3.14. 20 times 3.14. So C equals 62.8 meters. Number 5. Find the circumference of the circle using 22/7 for pi. So this time we're going to be multiplying fractions. So, again, same formula as number 3. C equals 2 times 22/7 radius is 14. Okay, that means, what's 2 times 14? 28. Very good. Okay, so we're going to do 22/7 times 28/1 because it's a whole number. Okie dokie. Okay, 22 times 28 is 616. 7 times 1 is 7. 616 divided by 7. Now I know what you might be thinking. You might be saying, Miss Oak, why do we need to do it the long way? Good question. Well, the answer is 88 feet. Don't forget that unit. All right. Number 7, find the diameter using the circumference. So this time we're using this formula, which is C divided by pi. Oops. So C, if the circumference is 23.55, okay. So C divided by pi, so 23.55 divided by 3.14. When my divisor is a decimal, what do I need to do? Yeah, turn into a whole number. 1, 2. Same here. 1, 2. So what would be my new problem? Yes, it will be 2,355 divided by 314. And that gives us 7.5 centimeters. So just as a reminder, the formula here was D equals C over pi, or 3.14. Okay, just so you guys know this. All right, let's move on. Find the circumference or the perimeter of the figure. Use 3.14 for pi. Round the decimal to the nearest hundredths. Cool. So this time we have a circle, so we need to find the circumference, obviously, and we're given the diameter. What is the formula here? Let's write it down. It's good to practice writing these formulas down so they stay in your brain. 3.14 times D. Okay, so let's plug those numbers in. 3.14 times 8 equals 25.12 yards. Okay, 11. We have a radius this time, so our formula is this one. C equals 2 times pi, which is 3.14, times r. So let's plug those numbers in. C equals 2 times 3.14 times, what's the radius? 2.7. Great. So multiply all that together to get, well, let me actually do that. Times 2.7 first. And that got me 5.4. And now we got to do 3.14 times 5.4. So remember, when we're multiplying, you do not line up the decimal points. Okay. So many numbers. Okay. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 1. So remember, there are 2 digits after the decimal point here, and there's 1 digit after here, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 16.956. But it says to round it to the nearest hundreds. This is thousands place, so we have to round this. Okay, well 6 is greater than 5, so we're going to be increasing this number, this 5, to a what? To a 6. Good. And then we say bye-bye to this 6. So that makes our answer 16.96 centimeters. Okay, please write this down now because I'm going to erase it to make more space. So this is approximate, it's not exact. All right, number 13, radius. So C equals 2 times 3.14 times R, same as here. Now we're going to plug in the numbers. 2 times 3.14 times R, which is 13. Okay, if we do the math, that brings us to exactly 81.64 meters. Let me show you the work. So we're going to double 3.14. So 3.14 times 2. I'm sure you can do it in your head. 6.28, right? And then we're going to do 6.28 times 13. And if you solve that, we get 81.64. Okay? All right, make sure you have this because I'm going to be erasing it to make space. Number 15, we're finding the perimeter. So it's review from last week. So let's go back to the formula to find a perimeter of a rectangle. Remember, L is length, W is width. All right, so we just fill those numbers in. 2 times what's the length? 6 centimeters. And what's the width? 2. Good. 2 times 6. 2 times 2. P equals 16 centimeters. Very good. Next section. Find the perimeter of the unique figure. Hint. Find the circumference of the whole circle to determine the distance around the half circle. Oh, interesting. Use 3.14 for pi. Number 17. Okay, well, let's look here. So just so you know, we're trying to find the perimeter of this. Okay, so this part here is 10 meters. Over there is 10 meters. What would be here? Parallel lines, right? So this is also 10. So far, these sides added up together is what? Well, 10 times 1, 2, 3. So far we have 30, but we have to add to 30 what? We have to add this. And how do we find that? That is half of a circumference, because the circumference tells us the whole circle, but we're trying to find the half. So we need to first find the circumference of this circle. Well, think about it like this. We technically have a circle here. Okay, do you see that? And this line here, how many meters is that? What's parallel to this is also 10. And this is actually the diameter, right? Yes, it is. Just like that and that. So, finding the circumference given the diameter. What's the formula? C equals pi times d. So C equals 3.14. What's our diameter? 10. And when we multiply here, we just have to move the decimal point to the right. How many times? There's 1 0 here. So move it once to the right. So this becomes 31.4. That is our circumference, guys. But we're just trying to find half of the circle, not the whole circle. So we should divide this by what? Yes. Divide it by 2. And that gives us 15.7. So we're going to be adding that to here. I hope this makes sense. If this doesn't make sense, we'll definitely go over this during Zoom because this is a more complicated problem. But this is our answer. And it's meters, right? Here. Yep. All right, this is our answer. Try number 18. This time you also need to you actually have to find the diameter here this time, right? So you're going to be using this formula because you have to find the diameter. That's the diameter because you have to add this, that, this, and that. All right, well, I'm going to do practice and application in the second part. So great job, and I'll see you in a few seconds.